So now that you've started your research, you're coming across a variety of sources. Knowing what your instructor expects of you, you know that there are supposed to be both primary and secondary sources. Knowing the differences between these are really essential to conducting good research, so let's go over those concepts. A primary source is either an original source or some form of evidence. They are original materials that haven't been altered or distorted in any way, which was either written or created during the time under study. So how do these images portray the essential qualities of a primary source? They're all eyewitness accounts. More concrete examples of primary sources include, but are certainly not limited to, personal narratives, oratory, pamphlets, sources, speeches, letters, charters, correspondence, diaries, early works, interviews, and manuscripts. So let's say your research topic concerns the correlation between gun control laws and crime, and you're looking for primary sources. Let's head over to Find Books, Journals, and More. I'm just going to do a basic search to start this off. Applying the Boolean phrase knowledge I have, the use of and or, and some buzzwords like gun control and crime rates, we should be able to get a good selection of sources. Looking down this list, the Federal Firearms Act title really sparks my interest the most, so let's take a look at it. In scanning this short summary of the contents, you're going to be able to find something along the lines of representing either an artifact, document, recording, or some other form of direct evidence in order to consider it a primary source. Here you'll find similar diction, including biographical, U.S. Congressional Hearings Digital Collection, and you'll see that it's a government publication. So what's a secondary source? Well, basically everything else. Well, not unreliable sources. So that's everything once you take out the primary sources and your favorite cat blogs. Don't laugh, we all have our guilty reading pleasures. Just make sure not to include them in your research citations. It's the safest way to avoid potential judgment from your instructor. More formally, secondary sources are typically either documents or recordings that are either related to or discuss information originally presented elsewhere. These are the most common types of sources you are going to encounter during your research. They preset the author's individual interpretation of the primary sources they are describing, analyzing, and processing. Basically, they're much easier to find after hours of research. So looking back at our original search terms, gun control and crime, we're going to find an article. And sure enough, this first link looks promising. And going straight through it, you can see that it's a commentary on data that's already been taken, which would define it as a secondary source.